Hello, everybody, and welcome to the FFC show. My name is Thomas Harkin, and I'm joined by Firas Alhamwi. He is the daily offender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it over to Firas. So Firas, can you give yourself a little bit of an introduction to everybody, please, brother?
My name is Firas. I fight out of Mama's Academy, and I train in Mama's Academy and KGB. And I'm 15 years old, and I'm a striker who wants to be a grappler.
Okay, nice. So,
Yeah.
15 years old. What weight are you fighting at?
This show fighting at 65, but I take fights anywhere from 67 to 62, 63.
Nice.
Yeah.
So cool. Right then. So one of the things you just said, you're fighting on the show. So you currently fighting Jacob Lord from Eagles Muay Thai in Barry.
Yeah.
So obviously coming in, this being our second show, you didn't fight on the first one. We couldn't get you a match. Now,
Yeah.
how are you feeling coming into the show? The show is only a week away. So how are you feeling?
Excited.
Excited? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's getting you excited? Is it the fact that you're fighting, or is it just, it's the fact
To
you're
be
fighting,
honest,
isn't
I
it?
don't really get excited fighting anymore.
Okay.
To be
Okay.
honest with you, it's just like going out there and just being there is what gets me excited. But fighting itself doesn't really excite me anymore. It's just because I don't really get fights, so I just train without like caring about fights anymore. Do you get me?
Yeah, I get you.
Like,
So you just
because I tried getting like fights. I still do now, and because I've been training 4 years now. I've only had 4 fights, so it's getting to the point where like I don't care about fighting anymore. Just train and improve.
okay, and then if a fight comes up, then it's kind of like
Oh
no,
yeah,
and then
straight away.
it's
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
in. Yeah, yeah, I get you. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah. Straight and get me.
you just touched on you've been training for 4 years. So
Yeah.
what? Tell us a little bit. What? No, sorry. How did you start in combat sports? And then obviously
Well,
one of the other things I want to add to that is that your record that you're saying in your 4 fights, they were in K1. Now you're going to be making your
yeah,
Muay Thai debut on Rhondda
yeah,
Rampage. So can you
yeah.
give us a bit of an introduction about your background, please, bro?
Well, I started. I wouldn't say 4 years ago actually. Around 2022.
Okay.
Like, or even like late 2021. So around 3 years and a bit, like, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I started kickboxing at the start. I wanted to do something, fun while losing weight because I was a
Yeah.
fat kid. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, I wanted to lose weight, and me as a kid watching WWE, you know, we all wanted to be wrestlers back then.
Yeah.
So I started kickboxing with Jeff Richards in CFK Gym.
In Carmarthen.
Yeah, in Carmarthen. And yeah, Jeff made me, all the boys made me, started me off and all. Lost all the weight, started getting fights, started doing into clubs, started taking it serious. And then yeah, from then, like, after a couple of years, I wanted to start grappling and all. I want to, go into MMA, the big stuff. So I had to leave Jeff and CFK to improve and go to a bigger gym to do grappling, do what I want to do MMA because it
Yeah.
was only kickboxing.
Yeah. So as you just said, it's only kickboxing. So it was that you went down another path more
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. No, I know what you mean, and I know Jeff as well. Obviously,
yeah, yeah,
CFK run a show. I watch you fight down there,
yeah,
and yeah, as I know what you're saying. Obviously, it was just a different path. It was just a different gym that wasn't offering what you
yeah,
needed.
yeah, 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 yeah. So it's just kickboxing. They tried to get MMA in, like they tried getting jiu-jitsu in, but it was like me and 2 or 3 other boys in the class. So that coach stopped. He only went for like a month or two. So, he stopped. So yeah, I had to move to a bigger gym, MMA gym, which is what I want to do and all. So now I train in Mama's Academy in KGB. and then you know, on a Friday I do wrestling in Swansea with B Wrestling.
Hmm.
So you know, the best wrestling I could get right now.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
So obviously, one of the things that you started then is you were predominantly a striker. Now, predominantly being a striker, going into MMA, do you think that that's a benefit from the start, or do you
No,
think no?
no, no, not at all.
No.
Especially right now because I don't fight headshots.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
you
The
know,
age, isn't it?
I see kids fighting, literally touch gloves straight away, hug each other. It's not even like takedowns or anything, literally go for the clinch straight away. Um, so no, it's not gonna help for a bit until I move into headshots. Then it'll help fucking loads. Like, you
Yeah.
know, I'll be fighting people my age or even a little bit older, but they all like basically started grappling. Like 90% of them started grappling before they started striking.
Hmm.
So they struggle against a good striker.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, I'm trying to get as much grappling as I can now, so I'm not left behind
yeah,
because I am a little bit behind. But yeah, I'm trying to, you know, get there.
elevate. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
good. But one of the things is though, you're still active, obviously, as we mentioned, Rhondda Rampage too. So you're still striking, which is,
Oh yeah, yeah,
of
yeah,
course. But
yeah. I'm not gonna stop striking.
one of the things I wanted to ask you is, what with your obviously we've had 4 fights already. Your current
Yeah,
record's 1-3
yeah,
in K1. Now,
yeah,
what what I'm gonna ask is, how has it been so far? So you said it's been hard to get fights, for
yeah.
for anything. So when you were fighting, what was it like? How was it? Like, are you looking forward to get back into competition? Being like your last one was the CFK show last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So yeah, I just want to fight. Like
good answer.
K1, Muay Thai, boxing, MMA, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, anything.
Hmm.
If you can get me a match, I'll go in.
Yeah,
Do you get me?
I get you.
So yeah, I am quite excited, like because I haven't fought in a long time.
Hmm.
But then at the same time, it's like, oh, just another fight. Like, you get me?
Now, one of the things that I know, myself and everybody else that's seen you fight is excited for is, one of the things that you've shown in your previous fights is your clinch work is quite good. And
Yeah, yeah,
in the previous one from the CFK show, I don't want to touch on it too much, but stuff happens,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah. So, what's it called? Yeah, what happened because of the clinch. But
yeah,
now I'm fighting in Thai,
where the clinch is your
where
is
the
your
clinch
friend.
is allowed.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy.
Mm.
But I'm a completely different fighter, to be honest with you. I've
No,
changed so much, you know, moving gyms and all. Um, you know, I've literally completely changed. So and I think it's for the best. So I'm gonna try it out this fight and
mm.
see what happens.
That's
But you know, I'm around really good people and really good smart people, like really smart people as well. You know, around pros and everything. So I'm in the right place right now in Mams Academy and KGB. So quite happy with that.
yeah, and that's good as well. It's good that you recognize that, that you needed a. I'm not going to say that you needed a change, but you needed to
Fight
grow.
smarter, basically.
Yeah, yeah. You,
Literally.
you needed to grow your game plan into,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you know,
Instead of just going in there and trying to fucking hurt my opponent or kill
yeah,
my opponent. Do
yeah,
you get me?
yeah.
So
I
now
do.
I fight. I'm gonna start the fight for the win
Yeah,
rather than you know
the
the all
fight.
the excitement and all.
Mm.
You get me?
And that's one of the things that I spoke to Liam, our matchmaker, about. And like I said, I've watched you fight myself, and you're an exciting kid. You're a powerhouse. That is one thing I will say about you. Like, you're small, compact, and you can bang. And when I did watch you fight down there, I think it was more of, what you just said, you were just going in to hurt somebody. You
Yeah,
weren't,
yeah, yeah,
there was nothing behind it. You weren't, there was
yeah,
no like, all right, let's set to do this, let's set to do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Now, one of the things that obviously, how do you feel that the transition from K1 being your first, your first sport? I know obviously you're training MMA consistently, so you are working in the clinch, but how do you feel that coming back, being off for such a long time and coming back, your first fight being Thai? Do you think that it's going to be beneficial with all of the changes and all of the grappling that you've done?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Clinching in MMA is quite similar to Muay Thai as well. It's not the exact same thing. It's different, but it's better than K1 clinching. Uh, because grappling clinching is better than K1 clinching. And if
Yeah.
you're going against a good Thai clincher, you could also keep your distance, or even if you do end up clinching, you could literally just fucking grab them and like fucking, use
Yeah.
your strength basically.
Now, just to touch on so everybody understands, with K1, it's a clinch single shot release.
Yeah.
And then now one of the things that I got told by Daryl from Double Barrel from down in CFK was
Yeah.
one of the things that he likes to use is where he'd throw the shot, bridge off, come back, clinch again, throw the shot, bridge off, throw another strike, and then throw another strike, and then engage back in. Now with Thai, you can throw,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's just one of the differences. And I think that being able to throw the knees and being able to maneuver your opponent around and being like strong in the clinch, like you just said, being
Yeah.
strong in the
Yeah.
clinch is
Yeah.
something.
Strength is really
Yeah,
important in the clinch. Do you get
yeah,
me?
yeah. I get
Um,
what you're saying.
yeah. So strength and balance is really important in the clinch because you got loads of people that sweep in the clinch, and I like people try to sweep me all the time, and it's quite hard to sweep me, to be honest. Unless you just fucking pick me up and chuck me, like, but
Judo.
yeah. Um, but like as in like clinch sweeps, it's quite hard.
Well, yeah, I know what you're saying. And again, reflecting back on balance is one of the biggest points in that. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
also balance,
Mm.
footwork, and control, which is obviously something that you've been working on. And especially when you're fighting in, in a Thai bout, and especially when you fight in a gym that is Muay Thai, like, and what I mean by that is Mama's Academy, obviously, as you said, MMA gym. And then you got Wally in KGB, which, obviously, again, the master of striking. But a lot of the striking is K1, as we got Squirrel on the card who's fighting K1 himself. And then you've also got, we, Wally's Wally, and he's great. Like he can coach everything. But
Yeah,
one
yeah,
one of the things that I obviously looking at this fight from the outside is you are fighting a predominantly Thai fighter. Now, do you
yeah.
think that I'm not going to say that the clinch is going to be different, but do you think the style of the opponent's going to be different? And what I mean by that is with your sparring, it's more K1 based or MMA based, so you're not going to get the predominant like Thai march forward style. The hands are high, kind of marching forward. So, is there anything that you've looked
It's
at?
gonna be a disadvantage for him if he
You
does
reckon?
that. It's gonna be a really big disadvantage
Okay,
because
what?
I'm gonna box a bleeding head off him. You get me?
Okay,
So
okay.
if he tries doing all this fucking shit, it's not gonna work for him. That only works for like elbows and all that, like proper
Hmm.
Thai.
Hmm.
This is basically a K1 fight where you can clinch. You get me? And
True.
this is my game. This is my game. I'm a K1 fighter who
Hmm.
likes to clinch. So if
Okay.
there was elbows involved, I'd watch out from that because
Hmm.
as I'm gonna come in, he's gonna bam, bam, catch me with
Yeah.
them elbows, or even clinch me and catch me with them elbows. But he can't do that. So it's gonna be a disadvantage to him. So you know, he can try it all he wants. It's not gonna work for him.
Yeah. Okay. I like your approach. You're honest
Yeah,
as well for us, which is
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Which
Okay,
is
yeah.
which is
That's
good.
why I made it because I'm too honest.
Which is good to you because obviously, as you just said, that's the style that you like to fight. So
Yeah,
being with that style. Now, one of the things I want to ask on, I'll start with Mamas first, right? Now, what's been your experience there? So what I mean by that is like, what's let's just go easier. What's your training week like? Let's do it that way to start with, and we break it down between KGB and between Mamas.
Right. It's kind of a mix, but
Mm.
from this week, well, it's a Sunday. From Monday, it'll be like a Monday in Mamas, which will be K1 and grappling.
Okay.
Tuesday in KGB, which will be grappling and MMA.
Yeah.
Wednesday in Mamas, which will be grappling, but I'm doing a PT with Navad from Muay Thai in Cardiff in the morning.
Nice.
So yeah, and then Thursday, what is Thursday? MMA sparring and grappling. And then Friday, what I'm gonna try do, because I go to that wrestling place, what I'm gonna try do is mix them up. So one Friday there, one Friday sparring.
Okay.
And then Saturday, open mat and K1 in Mamas. And then Sunday, I'll probably have a rest day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So when you jump in between the different gyms, is there anything that you notice in particular? Obviously, and what I mean by that is like training styles, are they different, or is it anything that you find it which is the same? Or obviously, because again, they're both different gyms, different teams.
Well, I don't really get that. Say that again.
So what I mean, right, obviously, is as you train in Thai, right? Sorry,
Right.
as you fight in Thai, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you jump to KGB, which again, like we said, is predominantly a striking gym,
Yeah.
is there, and then when you go back to Mamas, which again, as you're touching on, being grappling, like and MMA kind of aspect, is there anything that you find that you, I'm not going to say enjoy more, but is there anything that you find that you kind of like, that you feel better doing, or is it something that you're doing?
I like
Does that make
both,
sense?
because what I mean is, so you got KGB and Mamas. Mamas is mostly a grappling gym.
Yeah.
It's a really, really high level grappling gym. And they got loads of good boys for grappling, which is gonna improve me loads in grappling. And then KGB's got more of striking and MMA grappling. You get me?
Yeah, I
So
got you.
in Mamas, you got like the BJJ that translates into MMA.
Yeah.
And then in KGB, you got the striking and a BJJ that translates into MMA.
Yeah.
So you got both. So I'm doing both at the same time. I'm gonna, mix them together.
Because my next point on to that question was, obviously you're fighting with us on, in a week, and then you've got a boxing bout pretty much straight after. And that's what I was going to ask, is obviously, how is the training where I'm not going to say, are you doing set Muay Thai or set this or set that, but what I was going to ask is like, how is it, as you just said, really, about it's all working together, you're putting it all together.
Yeah.
It seems like it doesn't matter where you are, which direction you want to go. And excuse me, what I mean by that is, as you said, in Mamas, it's all about grappling and striking. And then when you go to KGB, then it's, as you said, again, striking again, is MMA striking and all this type of stuff. So, and as you said, you're just putting everything together, which is good to see from the outside. And you're not putting yourself in one box,
like my Mama's coach, the main coach in Mama's, his grappling's really good. Like he teaches really good grappling, which translates into MMA.
Yeah.
And then you got Wally. Wally's just also a great coach. You got, really good striking coach, also a really good MMA coach.
Yeah. That's the thing.
So I'm mixing both of them together and put them together, like,
and creating something unique.
Creating the final thing, like, which is basically MMA.
Yeah, exactly, which is great.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I want to ask is, obviously we introduced you. Where did you get your nickname from, the Daily Offender?
Myself. because I'm naughty.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm naughty.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want
Oh,
to
not anymore. Not anymore. I behave myself now. Not
behave
anymore.
yourself? Do you want to
Yeah.
adapt on that a little bit?
What do you mean?
Because I'm naughty. What do you mean by that?
Well, I just, you know, when I say I'm naughty, I don't mean like fucking all this drugs and all of that.
No,
Fuck
I know
that.
what you mean. I know what you're
You
saying.
get me? Just like it,
I'm
just fucking.
a wind up.
I want right. One thing, I want the weekend offender to fucking sponsor me. That's why I call myself the daily offender.
That's a preach out of
I know.
that's a preach
Stone
out of
Island, CP Company, the daily offender, the weekend offender. All three sponsor me, please.
I like how you
Yeah,
were very polite as well, please.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so but back to the fight. Now, one of the things that you've touched on is you're a K1 fighter who likes to clinch. Now,
Yeah.
is there anything in particular that you've done, or is there anything different that you've done in this camp, knowing that you can clinch for as long as you can?
I don't have a camp, man. Took a fight a
Well,
week
yeah,
ago.
that's true. That's true. I take that back. Sorry,
Yeah.
what I mean by that is
But no, I just train.
just
It's all
train.
the same, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all the same. I don't really train differently for fights. Well, when I heard I got a boxing fight, I tried focusing on my hands more in sparring. But then I took the last fight and then I focused more on my kicks and I started mixing it up. So you get me? I'm doing 50-50. Well, I try to, but I focused a little bit on my hands more in sparring on the bags and all. But then what's it called? And then when I took this Thai fight, tried focusing on both at the same time because it's going to be both. You get
Yeah,
me?
no, that's a
Yeah.
good approach because it's the right way. Yeah, no, I know what
Yeah.
you mean. Now, one of the other things that I will say is you've one in your last fight, you've shown that you've got a gas tank that you can definitely, you can stand and trade and your game to fight. Now, that's one of the things that highlights it actually is your game to fight. Now, what can the crowd expect from you when you turn up and you fight on Sunday night? What can they expect
Fucking
from you?
stoppage.
A stoppage.
Yeah.
What round are you thinking?
Round two.
Oh, okay, round two.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel him out round one. Even
Yeah.
let him hit me a bit. I want to feel his shots. No, actually, I won't, cause I'll lose that round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna feel him out first round. Go all, nice and gentle with him, and then second round I'm gonna give it to him.
That's fair. One of the other points then that I want to touch on is not to give too much away, but as we said, with being your first Thai fight, you've got experience, outside of Muay Thai. Do you have not a set game plan, but do you have a bit of an idea in your head of what you're going to do and what your style of fight is going to be?
Um, I'm just gonna pick my shots and let him do something wrong, make a mistake, and I want to catch him out. But I want to prove to everyone that I'm not just a aggressive fighter that goes in and tries to, stop them first round or something. So I've proved to everyone that I'm a scrapper, that I can fucking,
Well, yeah, because
just
it just
stand and bang and
because
take all your shots and give you harder shots. I've proved to everyone that I can do that. So I'm
because
gonna
that
prove now that I
equals to
can
my
that I can
point.
that I can fight smart and especially as I'm saying, my style has completely changed with the new gyms.
Yeah.
So I'm fighting really
Away.
yeah.
Yeah. No, and it's good. It's good that you can identify that within yourself as well. That's one of a very good point, and it's a growth point that you can see that you've
Yeah.
clearly grown from.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And that's good to see, especially from the outside perspective, because
Yeah.
like I'm a fan. Like everyone that we've brought in on the show, I've watched you fight. Or excuse me, if you're a debut, we know what gym you come from. You know, we're not, and that's the thing. It's like we want to give you guys a
Yeah,
platform.
especially because you've been around for a long time. You was a fighter yourself as well, so
Yeah, so
you know,
you pick
and
up things as well, you know,
yeah, yeah,
and you pick up on the gyms and stuff, and then you pick up on, and you see people like even with the interclubs and stuff,
oh
you see,
yeah,
you know, you see people that are coming through, and like I said, that's what we've done with Rhondda Rampage. That's what we,
yeah.
and you know,
Everyone knows each other around here. Like, it's even like fighters from a different country. Like,
yeah,
we everyone knows each other. It's not many people that fight. You get me?
yeah. It touches to that. I was speaking to Squirrel, and I said it with the conversation with Squirrel. It touches to the fact that everybody knows everybody in this big community, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
and that's what it is. Now, with obviously coming in, there's a couple of other things I want to ask you. Is you just said that you've been training to fight no matter what anyway, right? So you're always training to fight. You're always ready to go. You've got another fight coming up short straight after Rhondda Rampage.
Yeah, that's why I take short notice fights. I don't care because
Yeah,
I train the same time, the same day, same effort. I put everything in.
yeah.
Fucking sweat my tits off. Like, I just go in, smash the session, smash another one, smash a third one,
Yeah.
and I go home. You know, 2 hours on a train, hour and a half, and then just chill then, and then go home, sleep, and just wake up the next day, go to school, and do the same thing again.
That's what I was gonna ask is what's your, because going to school as well, like working, and one of the other things I want to point out and I want to highlight this is you just said about train and travel, right? So how long is it taking you to get to the gym every day?
Well, from Carmarthen to Nice is an hour and 7 minutes exactly, or an hour and 6 minutes, and
Yeah.
then whoever's picking me up, it's about 15 to 20 minutes
So let's say, as you said, an hour and a
on
half.
in the car. That
Yes. So let's say the whole thing is an hour and a half. So it's 3 hours travel each day. Now, what's your mindset within that? What I mean by that is like it's quite obvious to show, and it's quite obvious to everybody else that's listening that you want to do this. You know,
Yeah,
it's quite
yeah.
obvious that this is what you want to do. So when you're taking these short notice fights like you are, what's going through your mind? You know, is it just keep training, keep doing what I'm doing because obviously I'm doing something right, or like because you've got a lot of time to think like, in that, and what I mean by that is like being on public transport. You're still in school, being on public transport, you can't drive, and that time you're constantly reflecting. Like I
Oh, mate. Oh, it's the worst thing ever. I'll tell you that now. You know, on the way back from training, I just sit down, stare into fucking anything, yeah, and
yeah.
just think about how I got beaten up in sparring by the boys, like. And I go home, have food, and then just sit in my bed, stare at the ceiling. Oh, what can I do better next time? How can I catch him out? How can I stop him from, like, beating me up and stuff? Like, everyone, I fucking I train with really good people, so I'm gonna get beaten up every day. So
The,
I just every time after sparring, after drilling, after everything, I go home and just think. Even on the train, just sit down and just think about it the whole time. Like,
Now, the maddest thing is at the start of that, you said it was a negative because you're like, fuck, I just have to sit here and I'm just constantly thinking about how bad it was and how this was.
yeah,
But
yeah,
then did you notice how towards the end you transitioned to the fact where you were like, well, I get to actually adapt and learn and think about what I
yeah.
now that's
It's a good thing, but a bad thing at the same time
mm,
because I'm thinking about what happened and what I could do better and all. But then at the same time, it's like, hour and a half boring stuff. You get
yeah,
me?
and then everything else comes in on your head as well. You're like,
Yeah, yeah,
fucking,
yeah,
there's a leg kick that you didn't even remember getting kicked with at the,
yeah,
in like
yeah, yeah.
sixth round,
Yeah,
and
a
you're like,
fucking body shot. I
yeah.
got I got stopped with.
Yeah, and then just all turns back up, and you're like, "Where the fuck did I come from?" As well. No, I got you,
Yeah,
bro. I know
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what you mean on that one.
yeah.
Now, obviously, one of the other things is you said that you're training a KGB. Squirrel's also going to be fighting on the card. Um, And there's not a massive weight difference between you. But have you done anything with Squirrel at all?
No, not yet.
No.
But yeah, not yet.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. But it's good. What do you feel like having when, like I said, with Squirrel, obviously he took a fight on 3 weeks' notice. You done yours on was it what 10 days, wasn't it? I think.
Fuck no, I just took a fight.
Excuse me. I think so. So obviously now, do you think that because you're both from the same gym and obviously you're both going to be up here, do you think that's going to help,
What do you mean?
like having a teammate fighting on the same night as you?
Um, I think what I like when I fight with people that I know, or like there's people I don't like around. You get me? When I fight on the same card as people I like Squirrel, I like the boy. He's really nice guy. Whatever. I really like him.
Mm.
And when I see people that I know fight, I get stressed and like fucking just
Oh yeah.
scared. I get more scared seeing people fight than myself. Like I don't
Yeah.
care about what happens to me, but when I see other people fight, like same gym, whatever, I get scared. I don't know why. It's just
It's
even
because
like
it's your team, isn't it? And the thing is,
yeah,
like you
even
guys,
if it's not my team, like
uh,
watching people on FaceTime or like fucking on live or whatever, people fighting. I'm like, oh, like what the fuck? Why are they fighting? Do you get
because
me?
you're
I'm
worried. Yeah, you're worried to see
scared.
what.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
I
just
get
get scared what people. Yeah, but then with me, I just go in and smash them.
you.
You get
Oh,
me? So
one one of the things I wanted to ask you is, we touched on the fact that it's within a week's notice. What's your weight like currently?
uh,
You haven't got to go too deep, but what I mean is, like you said at the start, you normally fight from 62 to 65.
yeah,
Now, this one is a bit on the higher end at
yeah.
65. Now,
Yeah, I first thing I asked Liam what weight because I wasn't gonna take any fights under 64
yeah,
on 10 days notice. Fuck that.
that's fair, and that's a good way of
Yeah,
looking at it. So you're
yeah,
not putting too much pressure on yourself as well,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
which is good.
Well, right now, let me be honest with you. I woke up this morning 69.
Uh, that's not
Yeah,
too bad.
that's not that bad. Like you get me?
No, it's not bad at all.
Not
And the
too
thing is,
bad.
it's not even like you're cutting really. Like you're still quite young and stuff as well.
Yeah, yeah,
You should be all good with that. Now, going in now, a couple of things I wanted to ask. Now, you mentioned MMA a lot. We spoke about MMA. Now, what's your what's your goals for the future? So what are we looking at? Because obviously, as you said, you're still in school. You're still under 18. You still got no headshots. Now, are you gonna concentrate on one avenue and go down that avenue, or are we completely open to everything and we're just gonna take everything that's in front of us?
I just take everything in my way.
Nice.
BJJ wrestling. I even asked my fucking wrestling coach last week if there's any wrestling cops I can do. I joined wrestling last week, man. he goes, wait a bit, wait for the good people to come, and then we see how you do against them. So, I want to do wrestling, I want to do BJJ, I want to do Muay Thai, I do boxing, K1, MMA, fucking Taekwondo, Judo, everything. You get me?
Anything and
Any,
everyone. Yeah.
yeah, anything.
No, that's a good approach to have, dude,
Yeah,
especially being so
because
young.
what I wanna do is I want to be the fucking best at everything. I
Mm,
want to be an MMA fighter.
yeah.
You get me? Like a mixed martial artist. I don't want to be a fucking kickboxer in an MMA fight. I don't want to be a jiu-jitsu player in an MMA fight. You get me?
Yeah.
I want to be a mixed martial artist.
It's a good
If
approach
I'm
to have.
losing, if I'm losing on the feet, I'll take it to the ground. If I'm losing on the ground, I'll take it to the feet. I want to be good, at everything. I don't want to be just one, good at one thing or two things. I want to be good at everything around.
And be again reflecting on the fact that you've grown is that you can kind of see that you can kind of see that. Sorry about the dog. Reflecting on
Right?
the fact that you've grown, and you clearly have, because one of the things that you're looking to do is to progress. You're
Yeah,
not you're not just looking, again, you're not just looking to fight. You're not looking just to go, okay, let's do this, let's do that. You're looking to progress. You're looking to become the better version of yourself. So for us, one of the things I wanted to ask you is, obviously you're training with a couple of gyms now, and one of the things that we did point out earlier on is MMA Cymru and then competing against other gyms and stuff. What do you think about Team Wales and MMA Cymru going forward? Is that something that you'd like to get involved in? And
Yeah, they like MMA Cymru already does it, but some people say, oh, politics and all, like just ignore it. Like I think there shouldn't be any hate or anything. Even if you do hate someone or someone hates you, just go and train. It's not about fucking loving each other in the gym or something. It's about improving and getting better, improving each other. It's
yeah,
all about that. I'm probably hated by like fucking half of my gym. I don't care. I'm there to improve. I'm there to be the best. There to help everyone and everyone to help me. So
that's a great point. It's all about growth within. And one of the things again is Team Wales, MMA Cymru is again, it's all a team. And one of the things that you pointed at is it doesn't matter about any external factors. You're just there to get better. Now, touching on that point, with that, do you feel that there's any pressure when you go to like into clubs and all that type of stuff? Do you feel that there's any pressure from that, or do you feel that it's just something you just need to get on with?
no, just get on with it. Just go, have fun. No one's gonna say anything to your face. No one's gonna be like, "Oh, I fucking hate you." No one's gonna say anything like that. So just go, have fun, enjoy yourself. And if they talk about you, they talk about you. You're there to improve and to help others and help yourself. You know what I mean?
And
So you shouldn't care what people say, to be honest, because you're there for yourself and the people around you, not for the people that fucking hate you or try to bring you down. So just go and train.
that's a very mature point to bring up for such
Yeah.
somebody who's got,
Even
who's
even if it's like people like I was scared to go and start martial arts because I was fat and everything. I didn't want to get made fun of, whatever. I was like, what? How old am I now? 15. I was like 13 or 12, something like that.
hmm,
I was scared, and my dad was just like, just go, just do it. You get me? Just
hmm,
go. So I just went, and nothing happened. Just go. Everyone's like, I feel like people that fight are the nicest people around. You get me? It's
yeah.
just, I don't know. Everyone's just like, everyone's like sound.
That's a good
Like,
representation
just
of
go and
yourself.
do it.
Yeah, it's a good representation of yourself as well, is the fact that you said you were like, I overcome the fact that I didn't want to do it and I just made sure that I just did it. And I'd be honest, dude, that's a good representation of yourself, and it shows that you've grown and that you're very matured in the fact that you're there for your journey. You're not one of the things that you said is you're not there for anybody else. You're there for yourself, your team, and the people around you to get better. And I think that
Yeah,
for yourself, dude, I think that's a great thing to that's a great thing to strive upon, because you should be proud of yourself on that, because one of the things that you're doing is setting a guide, or
good
putting,
example.
yeah, set an example, thank you, setting an example of what other people should do, and being so young as well, dude. That's a great thing to that's a great way to you know to look at it, and especially in a great way to look at the whole, bringing everyone together and everyone getting better, and everyone learning from everyone and everyone learning from themselves. That's a great way to look at it, man. You should be proud of yourself that you look
Yeah.
at it that way. So
Oh,
let's touch back to obviously Jacob from Eagles. Now, we touched on your game plan, and we touched on things that you're thinking about doing. Now, do you think, I got two questions. Number one is, what do you think your biggest strength is going into this fight?
my strength.
Your strength, like raw strength and raw power?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And then now, what do you think your biggest con, and what I mean by con is, what do you think by
This one. Oh,
like
God.
your biggest letdown, or your biggest disadvantage going into the fight is? You haven't gone on. I like it. I haven't gone on. I like it. So for us, what we're gonna do, I want to say thank you for joining us. Now, I want to wrap it up, but there's a couple of things before we wrap it up. Now, number one is, do you have a message to the fans of Rhondda Rampage for when they come to watch you for next week?
Um, expect me to be exciting, hard as fuck, and That's all.
Awesome. Do you have a message for Jacob Lord for next week?
I probably fucking fell out.
No.
No, genuine. Just yeah. Hope you have a good week, good fight week. Like, hope you're ready, and I hope you're the best.
Nice.
I'm not gonna say anything bad because you probably get scared and pull out. Like, so yeah.
Now, just before we wrap it up, is there any shout outs or thank yous you want to give to anybody?
Yeah. So shout out to Mama's Academy, KGB, and my old gym, CFK. Shout out to Flow Fight Club. And my mum and dad for making me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice way to finish it. Now, for us, any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
No, not really.
No.
Actually, there is a couple, but I need new ones.
That's fair. Is there any? How are people going to find you if they want to look into sponsoring you?
So Instagram is official Firas1, and then Facebook is Firas Alhamwi, FIRASALHAMWI, and then yeah, that's it really.
That's it. Awesome. So tickets are available for Rhondda Rampage 2. You can get them through the Boxed app, or you can get them directly from any fighter who is fighting on the night. We cannot wait to see everybody there. This is a fight that I am looking forward to. I be honest, for us, I'm looking forward to see you step in and to see you represent yourself and show everybody what what you've done to become better than what you were before. Now, once more, if you do want to get tickets, please contact the fighters. And I just want to say thanks once more to Firas. Thank you very much, brother. Thanks. Bye, everybody.